We have two correspondents covering Libya tonight, Elizabeth Palmer in Tripoli and David Martin at the Pentagon. David, the U.S. says it's operating only in support of NATO, but we're doing a lot more than we thought, aren't we?
Well, the Pentagon revealed today that despite assurances the U.S. was no longer striking targets on the ground, American jets have in fact attacked Libyan air defense sites 3 times in the last 10 days. Add in aerial refueling, reconnaissance, and electronic jamming missions, and the U.S. is flying 35% of all the NATO missions.
So why are the Europeans and the rebels complaining that Americans aren't doing enough?
Well, they want the U.S. not to just attack Qaddafi's air defenses. They want the U.S. to attack his ground forces. And specifically, they want to bring in the AC-130 gunship. Here's the problem. This is a video of a British jet dropping a bomb on a Libyan tank. It destroys the tank, but then look what happens. All the Libyan soldiers that were operating with that tank flee in pickup trucks. It's hard to bomb a pickup truck, but you can hit it with an AC-130 gunship.
So is the U.S. likely to give in to European demands and send in AC-130s?
Well, the gunships have been placed on a 12-hour alert, so they're ready to go anytime a NATO military commander, as opposed to a diplomat, asks for them.
Meanwhile, Liz, what signs do you see in Tripoli that the NATO airstrikes and economic sanctions are weakening Qaddafi's government?
The government is obviously weaker. For a start, it's lost 2 million foreign workers. But things are remarkably stable. There are no food shortages yet. There are gasoline shortages. Libya doesn't refine enough so that every gas station has lineups a mile long outside, and the government may be forced to consider rationing. But the bottom line is, how long before the Gaddafi government runs out of money? Well, I spoke to the finance minister just a few minutes ago, and he said they've got a war chest of about $40 billion. So they're going to be solvent, he said, for some months yet.
And is there any progress whatsoever, Liz, on the diplomatic front?
Very little, and that's because there are conflicting objectives. The rebels and their international backers say they want 2 things. On the one hand, a ceasefire. On the other hand, Gaddafi out of power. But if they were to declare a ceasefire now, Gaddafi would clearly remain in power. In order to get him out, say most analysts, you have to do the opposite of a ceasefire. You have to actually scale up the military operation.
Liz Palmer in Tripoli tonight, David Martin at the Pentagon. Thank you both.